Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the men who I learned this truth from, and Shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren and laborers that are laboring in this work as well. So this lesson that I'm going to be getting into today, it's going to be about prophecy. And when you break down that word prophecy, it literally breaks down to something that's going to come to pass, something that's foretold, and that's what the Bible is all about. In fact, that's what sets apart the Bible, the Holy Scriptures from any other book. The fact that it can foretell things to come, and one of the things to come is the fact that there's going to be a dystopian-like society, you know? So movies like I Am Legend, The Walking Dead, shows like that, that's actually prophesied in the Bible, and that's something that's going to come to pass and will come to pass, man. Matter of fact, let me start here in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 34. Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16. And it reads, Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh, and read, none one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered them. So the book of the Lord is the Holy Bible. The scriptures, that's the book that the Lord is dealing with. That's the book that was reserved and kept, for the prophets. And this book, there's a spirit within this book, and that's the spirit of our Lord Yahushai. And it's also written that Yahushai comes in the volume of the book. But this book can be found in churches as well, and a lot of people have it in their bedroom. But guess what? The understanding of this book was not given to everybody. The understanding of the prophecies, the understanding of the words of this book was not given to everybody. Like the Christian church, they can interpret this book in their own interpretation, without having an understanding of it. You have men that are locked up, in jail that have the Bible, but they don't truly understand the message of the Bible. You also have in the court system, they have a Bible. They swear upon the Bible, but they do it in vain because they're hypocrites, for one, and also they don't understand the words of the Bible. But the understanding was only given to a particular number of men, a particular people, first and foremost the Israelites, and then to even zoom in even more, the elect of the nation of Israel has gotten the understanding of the scriptures, man, of the Bible. All right, so the book of the Lord is the Bible, and it says, and none one of these shall fail, and this is speaking about the prophecies, the prophecies that are written in the scriptures will never fail. Matter of fact, let me get a couple precepts proving that, man. And I'm also going to prove it with a particular prophecy that's foretold to come to pass and will come. You see that? So this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 1. And it reads, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. You see, so these words of prophecies are faithful and true because they're the words of the Lord, man. They're the words of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the supreme power. You know? Matter of fact, let me get this in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse and verse. I'm gonna start out verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it." So, once the words of the Lord comes out of his mouth, which his mouth is the prophets, you know, it's not gonna return unto him again void, but it's gonna accomplish, you know, its purpose. You see? Matter of fact, let me get this in the book of Luke, um, chapter 1 and verse 74, because the prophets are the mouthpieces of Yahweh Bashim Hashai. You know, the Lord has men as his mouthpieces, and that's what we're witnessing right now. You see? Men that are prophesying. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. This is Luke 1 and 64, and it reads, Salakia, that's on the precept. Luke 1 and verse 70, it wasn't 74. It says, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. You see, so the mouthpieces of the Lord are the prophets, you know, the holy prophets. You know, so once the Lord establishes or has established his prophets, you know, to speak a particular thing, that particular thing is going to come to pass. And we have notable examples of that, man. You know, the best example we can give is Noah. He prophesied for 120 years, and he was a mouthpiece of Yahweh Bashim Hashai. But those words that he prophesied did not return void, man. They did not come back void, or they did not come to pass, but they did come to pass. You see? It's lucky. Lucky. Going back to Isaiah 55 and verse 11, it says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it." So the words of the Lord are not going to return void. All right? So let's get into one prophecy. Salakia. So let's get into one prophecy, you know, that the Lord is speaking about through his men that's going to come to pass. And that's the fact that the society is going to break down, you know, and there's going to be havoc all over, you know, bloodshed, bodies dropping dead, you know, food being rationed, not just food, everything being rationed, man, you know, buildings broken down, you know. So let's get into it. So this is 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm going to start out verse 18. It says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand and fear the beginning of evils. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their wickedness. You see, so these scourges that are sent for amendment are being sent because of the wickedness that's being done on the earth. But in particular, the wickedness that's being done by America. You see, because that's where great judgment is going to come. And America is the head of wickedness that spreads its wickedness throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You know, America is basically the standard of beauty for wickedness, man. You know, that's the reason why these plagues are being sent, because the Lord is breaking down America from the inside until it's destroyed on the outside through its nuclear missiles, you know, through the nuclear missiles completely leaving America desolate. And that's a prophecy that's in the scriptures too. That's going to come to pass. Verse 21, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. You see, and we're seeing a glimpse of the victuals, meaning foods, you know, being so good cheap upon earth. An example is that the McDonald's burgers, man, and the Burger King, you know, being sold for a couple cents. You know, that's victuals being good, being sold for cheap. You know, because the people right now they're thinking that's a good case, but what the scriptures say, even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Verse 21. So like in verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You see? So it's gonna be hell at all angles, man. You know? There might be a famine in the land, and you might find a way to escape that famine. You know, you might have found a bottle of water, you know, for a 4 liter jug. You might have found that, you know, and you might have drunk that to survive the famine. You know, you might have rationed that to get through the famine. But guess what? As soon as you think you're good, you get put to death by, you know, a weapon. See what I'm saying? So it's just hell from all angles, and you won't escape. That's why we're doing what we're doing now, you know, in hopes to escape those deadly situations, you know, those dire situations, because there's no way you're going to be able to escape situations like that except the Lord preserves you, man. You know, and that's why we're doing what we're doing out there in the highways, man. Because the Lord said if we do that, He got us. He's gonna take care of us. But we have to do what He asks, man. You know, verse 23, and it says, "And the dead shall be cast out of dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down." You see that? So there's gonna be dead bodies just lying there, and nobody's gonna comfort the dead bodies, meaning put them in graves. You know, because when you put a dead body in a grave, you're comforting it. But it's gonna come a time where death is gonna be everywhere. You know, it's gonna be at an enormous rate to the point where nobody's gonna have time or the space, you know, to dig a grave and, you know, comfort that dead body. You see? It says, "For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down." And as you know, anybody that's watched these dystopian movies like I Am Legend and The Walking Dead and so on and so forth, and The Road, you know, the deadliest place, you know, the most destroyed place is the cities. You know, and the scriptures are right on. Verse 24 says, "There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it," meaning construction is not going to be done on, you know, in the cities. You're not going to have anybody trying to take care and of their garden in their backyard, or to mow their lawn. That's not gonna be a thing. You see? It says the trees, because these trees in the cities, they're just gonna grow and their root is gonna take over. You see that? It says the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Uh, you see, it says, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and two of the field which shall hide themselves in thick groves and in the cliffs of the rocks. So in a city, there's only going to be a few people left. Imagine 10 people being left in a city that's has over 3 million people. See what I'm saying? But this is what's coming, man. It says verse 29, like as an orchard of olives, upon every green tree there are left three or four olives, or when as a vineyard is gathered there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be three or four left by them that search their houses with the sword. You know? So there's gonna be a few people left, and those few people left, you know, they're gonna be they're gonna have a militant mindset. Meaning, yo, it's kill or be killed. You know? It's you versus me, man. Survival of the fittest. That's what's coming. Verse 32, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. You see? So these different roads, you know, roots are gonna grow through them because nobody's gonna take care of it, and even nobody's gonna walk through them. Because there's particular paths in grass that can be formed when it's constantly used. But if nobody's using that path anymore, that's gonna grow in. And this is what's coming. So once again, the Bible reigns supreme. No other book can compare to the scriptures because nobody can give, no other book can give such a vivid illustration for something that's obvious like this, man. So with that, call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Ruchakudash. Until next time, Shalom.